expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DT.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle. It's Thursday, so that means DTM Live is back. Tonight we have T-Gat from the DTM crew, and I'm joined by our special guest, Manningsman. Other person know him from the radio. Big top caller. Also has a channel, I Am Sure Sports. You guys can go and check that out. So we just going to see who's joining so far. No, 3 persons in the chat. But tonight, guys, we're going to look. The title is there. We're going to look at 3 topics: JFF and marketing. How well the JFF is doing their marketing. We have a new consultant that is on board, Sophia Harris. We did a video on that. You guys can go and check that out. We're also going to look at the big debate between international clubs and national teams. At times, these international clubs don't want to release players. So there's a back and forth between the clubs and the national teams. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And also, we're going to wrap up the October fixtures. The Reggae Boys played USA, Canada, and Honduras, picking up 4 points. So we're going to take a look at that. Find out what were some of the positives, the takeaways from that, and how well we can look forward to the next window in November, which is pretty much soon coming up. So Manningsman, what's up, man?
Yeah, well, I'm here. So glad to be on the show with you for the very first time. I'm looking forward to the discussion. Really love the topic. So want to, again, thank you for the opportunity, and to all your guests, your subscribers. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. I hope I can add some value to the discussion. I am always being referred to as Bramble, so I hope instead of coming up with Bramble, I'll come up with some, interesting things to say concerning the topics.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you.
Yeah, man.
T-Gat, what's up?
Yeah, man. Big up. Yeah, man. Sports Down the Middle. We are here again, another live Thursday night. Big up yourself.
We also should have Coach Karumi, but I think he's having some difficulties logging on. Coach, could you probably switch devices? We're not seeing you. You're in the waiting room, but we are unable to add you. So maybe you should try again on a different device, or log off and try to log in back again. All right?
Yeah. So greetings, people. We are here another Thursday night. As I said, we have some topics lined up for a lively discussion, and we want to make welcome again to Mannings. And we're gonna have it lively, and remember the link is pinned. So if you want to join the discussion, you can join the discussion. If you want to make a comment, you can make a comment. Your comment will be seen live. Yeah, and we'll be even talk about your comment. If you have some points where you want to talk about, you can hit the comment. And remember, when you come in, just hit the like button. You understand? Hit the like button. So right now the stream is pinned. So if you want to come in and join the discussion later on down in the next 10-20 minutes, we can add you and you can join the discussion, say a 2-piece. And we see the first person come up, Mr.
Primo Vision, big up yourself,
Primo Vision. Yes, Primo Vision, big up yourself, Primo.
Thanks for joining.
Welcome. Yeah. I will say Mr. Yo Denton. And big up Mannings, man.
Yeah.
I get big up already, Mr. Mannings.
A lot of fans coming in.
Yeah. So
the Mannings fans can subscribe as well.
Yeah, so have you come in? If you don't subscribe to the channel, remember to subscribe. We give you sports straight down the middle. Everything. We give you athletics, we give you soccer, we give you boxing, we give you cricket, we give you everything. You understand? And we have
Yeah.
some interested interview. The last interview we did an interview with what's her name again? Eddie?
Shoshana Magowan.
Trishana McGowan. That's a very less live discussion. She's a
Yeah.
lively firewire. You can check out that interview. You
Part
understand?
one and
And
part
we
two
are
is out now.
part one and part two, and we have a next one coming out. We have the JFF technical director, Mr.
You sure you want to,
Just
take that
stay
one out the
tuned
bag?
for that one. Yes,
We have a
stay tuned for
JFF.
that
We have
one.
a JFF representative
A
coming
JFF
up soon.
representative coming up soon. So stay tuned for that one. We have lot of people in the DTM bunks. So big up everybody. Understand? And remember when you come in, hit that like button.
All right, so let's jump in. We saw the JFF losing a few marketing officers or managers. Not staying long. The last one, Shani Dunche, staying about 6 months or so. She was in and she was out. We didn't see a lot of action. We didn't see a lot of work from her. A few sponsorship just before the Gold Cup. I don't know how much of that was her work, but we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt for that. So Water coming on board as well as a few others. We counted about 14 just before the Gold Cup started in the summer. She's out. It's sticky. It looks sticky on the JFF. They hired recently. They hired Sophia Harris. She was formerly a marketing manager there at the JFF. She's back. She's back with new ideas. She had done a lot of work for JFF over the years, and we did an interview with her. You guys can also check that out to see the top level work that she has done over that time. We don't want to get into everything, but a lot of good work for the JFF over that period. She's back, and what do you think about that? Let's start with Mannings.
Well, again, I mean, for me personally, I know that she left the post in 2020. It wasn't a long time she was in the post based on, I think around from 2017 or 2019 to 20. It's a very short time that she was on board for. But she left in 2020, and a new person came on. All right, and she's coming back on as a consultant. I'm a little bit sketchy about the arrangement. I read the newspaper article, and one of the things they said in the newspaper article, and I maybe she was misquoted or misrepresented in terms of what was written, but it basically suggested that she's not coming to really work for the JFF. The article was saying she's here for the boys and for the nation's football. And it's that's what the article said, and it's in a consulting position, which means
right.
I am not here to do the work. I'm here to tell you what to do, because that's consultation. Consultation is what ideas you have. You know what? Yeah, man, add this to it, add that to it. So who is going to be the person in marketing with the plan, the business plan? Who is going to do that? So though it seems like a good thing, is it really a good thing? From what I'm hearing is that she may not even be in the position any longer. There may be somebody else who is given the position, because
what do you mean, the consulting role?
I don't. That's what I'm saying, that the role never seemed like I am going to leave what I have to come and do this. I will still have my company, and if there's an idea you guys have, just throw it over to my company, and I'll give you some thoughts, and I'll add some flesh to the bones that you have, and you get the next group of people to do it. I don't think we need that right now. We need somebody who is going to put in legwork. And who is that legwork person? Will it be the other persons in the administration, or there's someone else who is going to actually be the marketing manager, and she's going to be a consultant to the marketing manager? If we're just bringing on a consultant, to me, it's not enough.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but she's there part-time as a consultant, part-time. Let's put it out there. And it all boils down to the money. I don't think the JFF can afford to pay her to be that point person, to do all the work. So
So
the
wouldn't
way
you
I see
then?
it is that the JFF needs some help. So they know she's good, so they're going to get help from her. So somebody in the JFF, as I said before, somebody in the JFF have to go and carry out that work.
So
So
who is going to do that
so
person? That's who I want to
hold on,
know.
sir.
That's a
Hold
good
on, Mr.
question.
Hold on, Mr. Manning. The information you just give it out, because remember, we're a group that always deal with facts,
Yeah.
So the information you just give out a while ago, where you get this type of whisper that
What whisper?
yeah,
No, because no,
you get
the
this
kind
type
of
of
whisper
rumbling,
is so I
yeah,
listen to the interview and
yeah.
when I listen to
Is that a
interview,
perception you are making,
yeah,
or is something that is on
yeah,
the
man, yeah,
ground?
chat. I think that
No,
an easy person, let me just tell you. When I read the
Yes.
newspaper article never suggested that she's employed to the federation, because remember the last person was the marketing manager.
manager, right?
That person
Yes.
has been moved out. So if you move the person out of the marketing manager position, who is the new marketing manager? Because that is the post that is in the official bylaws of the GFF, not a
Right.
marketing consultant. A
Right.
consultant is different from a manager. So
Right.
we have not yet filled the post. And based
Right.
on what Miss Harris had said, in my opinion, right now, from that article, I don't think she's there to go into the offices to do certain things. She's
No,
there, and
but you see, Ricky is there and he's saying that is our consultant work. They don't have to go in the office.
so who is going to
You
do the
tell us
office
what you
part?
have. Yeah, you
No,
tell us what
she
you have.
can work remotely and get the job done.
But who is
Yeah,
going to get? But who is that person? All right? Because
Harris,
no, man. Remember now, Sophia Dunchi was there, right?
right?
There was no plan. There was nothing in place. So you need somebody who is going to come up with marketing stuff. She's not going to be doing that. So what I want to know is who is going to be doing that?
Because
Maybe
that's what
all
you're
right.
saying. Because she have to tell
Because hold
somebody
on,
what
Eddie.
to do.
Let me get a step
Exactly.
She can't do everything. She can't do everything.
So
No.
who is that somebody?
That's
No,
a good question.
because,
Man.
all right. That's a good question. Because what they're going to do then? I am just assuming. Per se, the marketing manager role costs $100. With the consultant, it may cost $50. Somebody might just pick up an idea and then just bunks it upon her and hear what she have to say, and she say, okay, do this, do that, and then they do it. So maybe they don't want a marketing manager per se. You understand? They have a lot of people there with a group of ideas, but they don't know how to fix it up. So they're going
And
to
that's why
fling
we have
in.
a problem. That's why we have the
Yeah, they're
problem.
going to
That
fling
is the
it on
problem.
her, and
Because
then she
where were all
put
of
it
these
together.
people before?
Yeah?
Where were all of these people before who are going to now come up with ideas? It's the same people that are here. So why weren't they coming up with the ideas? All of a sudden a consultant come in, all ideas going pop into their heads? Like, that's my question. Does a consultant know?
Adrian is asking if you have the TOR
No, not the terms of agreement with
or
her.
the contract.
All right, we can get the GFF bylaws if Adrian wants them, and he can go through them. And in the bylaws of the GFF, you see the position in the GFF bylaws. When you look at all of their bylaws, it doesn't say a consultant; it says a marketing manager. So I don't know the terms of their contract with her, but when you look at the bylaws and all the things that governs the GFF in terms of policy, it speaks about marketing manager, not a consultant. And I'm fine with the consultant role. I am saying that there was no one there in Miss Dungy's time. That is why she was replaced, who was doing any sort of marketing. Why a consultant is going to come on? When this person comes on to be the consultant, where are the ideas going to come from?
Okay.
Because they were not there last week.
Yeah, that's true.
The emergence of a consultant now bring ideas all of a sudden.
Right.
But with that said, though, Mannings, we know her track record and she have a lot of connections and links.
Yeah.
So in terms of getting sponsorship, I still think she has a role to play. What do you think?
Fine, I'm saying that she can play a very pivotal role. But let's go back. I don't know. I would have to see some of the things because you did an interview with her that I want to watch to see what were some of those. Because remember, she left in 2020.
Yeah.
So when she leave, because good leaders leave a legacy. If when you leave everything falls apart, well, I'm going to question your leadership. Because since 2020, there has been no marketing. So did you leave a blueprint?
But
No, but
again,
Mannings, you can't manage.
leave it to
Mannings,
who? And
can't
the
manage.
person she leave it to, is that person
Right. You
qualified enough
can't
to
blame
carry it
her
out?
if it fall apart.
You know what? You know
You
what I mean?
understand? Yeah,
Okay.
you can't blame her if she leave in a good stand, if she have a good track record. You understand? And she left the company in a good standing. Then all of a sudden the company start crumble down or start to blow up. Blow up in the sense it's not doing
Was it
good.
in good
You
standing
understand?
though?
You can't blame her.
When
Yes, it
last
was. Remember, she was the one that I don't want to give away the interview,
Yeah.
you know, but person should go and watch the
Yeah.
interview. But in terms of the Umbra deal, she's responsible for that.
Okay.
In
all
terms
right.
of the
We're not
reggae
even
girls,
talking about-
she do a lot of work for the reggae girls as
Hold on,
well,
we're
not
not
only the reggae
Eddie, we're
boys.
not even going in the
Getting the reggae girls, JFF
Yeah.
Live, getting the reggae girls on EA Sports, the FIFA game,
Eddie.
Yeah.
a lot of
We don't
things.
want we don't even want to go
Yeah.
into what the type of work she get out there. But I'm saying if she leave the company, right? If she leave the company and the company not getting any more deal, you can't blame her. Because remember, you know, all deal have a term limit. So if she get the deal and the deal lasts 2 or 3 years, when she leave, it's up to who left back to make
Extend it.
extension.
Okay. All right.
You
so
can't blame
right.
her.
No. Right. Not blame her. So all right. So she left some deals. The deals expired. A new
Right.
person came in, and they weren't dynamic enough to extend the deal or get new deals. All right.
Right.
No. So fine. So that person has been replaced because as far as we have seen, if marketing has been done, we haven't seen the effects of it. We haven't felt it. The general populace has not seen and felt any marketing effort of the person who was in the position. And that was a marketing manager who that's more of a legwork person than a consultant. Now, all I'm saying is that if you replace a marketing manager and you bring in a consultant who now operates her own company, who you admit that the JFF can't pay her, that means her first priority would be her company because that is where her major source of income is. And she's here to
JFF is just a client, another client.
right, and she's here to help
Right.
them. She's here to help. Right. This is not I'm employed to you. I'm here to provide support to you. But where is the mechanism that she's going to provide the support to? Because it is, and that is what I fear.
So in other cases, then you can't blame her. You have to blame
No,
the
no, no,
JFF.
no, no, no.
No, he's not blaming her.
No, I'm not
No,
blaming
not
her.
really blame. Sorry to use that word, blame. But you have to put the all of the blunt on the JFF for getting a consultant instead of a marketing manager.
That I'm saying, listen, how difficult is it to find, seeing that you have Sophia Harris, who is so good. You just had a graduation at UWI and UTech with people coming out of business administration who majored in marketing. Why not get one of them, plug them in the marketing manager position? Because you have a consultant as dynamic as Sophia Harris. And say, listen, you report directly to Sophia Harris.
To Sophia, yeah.
Because you have to have a manager in there. Because she's not going to be able to go to all the meetings and do all of those. She has a company to run.
Right.
And that is my concern. I mean, like sometimes I hear these things. We have just appointed a new member to the board, but you know, it is just to fill a spot instead of do a job. And I don't want, you know, we need some marketing.
Yeah. So guys, let us know in the comments what do you want to see from the JFF and the new marketing team.
Yes.
So as fans, what you want to see? Apart from a lot of persons want the jerseys, you know, persons want to see more profiles of the players, want to see interviews. What you want to see, Tiga, as a fan, as a Reggae Boys fan or a Reggae Girls fan? What are some of the things that you want to see from the JFF?
All right. more profile of what the players are doing in their clubs. You understand?
Yeah.
Try to get that so the players can know what the players coming from. Because, for instance, we get some players coming in from the USL, and they think that the players are not good, and the players are doing immaculate work over that side. They must say, "Oh, a dongle league and stuff like that." So they need to focus as a marketing to let the public knows that these people are not dongle players. Their players are real players, and they are putting in X amount of work. You understand? Give them profile, big them up. You understand? Big them up and stuff like that. Those players. That I would like to see a marketing manager come in and do it. So the fans might have more confidence in the players that the JFF get to put on the field.
So what about the image of the JFF?
Yeah,
Do
even
you
that
think
though,
she need to do some, branding, rebranding?
Yeah, man. That too. Get the JFF out there. Get the JFF out there. And we see.
Do you mean get them out of office, or you mean get them out? No, I just you're trying to get them out of
No,
okay, just want to make sure.
Hold on, no. Just get them. All right, we see some kid coming out. Even the last kid they play, the kid them bad kid them up on bad kid. I mean, know that some people that really love those kids. You understand? Get those.
The Karumi asking where's the jersey.
Yeah.
You
understand?
All right,
so I don't know.
I have an attorney that's normally on my scene. So I think like some of these deals you can check, right? Like
Right.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Reggae Boys is actually owned by a person in Scandinavia. It's not owned by a Jamaican. The name Reggae Boy.
No clue.
Right. Okay. So that's one thing we need to remember. So in terms of the copyright name, they lost it because they weren't. So I don't know, because sometimes companies can actually give ownership of it to a particular person as a way of protecting and keeping it. So they have it, but it's really owned by the JFF. But right now, there's nothing to prove that the Reggae Boys as a brand is owned by the JFF. There's nothing.
So somebody beat us to the copyright. That's what they say.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that it could be that they have contracted the person to own it.
Okay.
Or the person have it in holding. So that's one thing. Number two, I want you to find, I don't know the exact details, so I don't want to speak on it, but even this deal with Umbro, we may not have the right to sell the jerseys. Check it out. And that has been a part of the jersey issue. When you look at
that's a big spanner you're showing in the works there.
Right. So just check it out. I have someone.
I saw persons with it though. I saw a couple persons with the no jersey.
Yeah, man. I have the jersey. But what I'm saying, yeah, there's a reason why. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, man.
Container Manning.
Wicked. Container Mr. Mannings.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're not talking about how the kit looks, but you remember when you go back to several years, there were jerseys available in a lot of places. There's a limit to how the jersey is because of how the ownership of the jersey, the deal is with Umbro. Again, at the end of the show, I can let you speak to someone who will be able, who did the research and got the information that can help you with the ownership of the jersey, which I think is something that a marketing person will have to go to Umbro and probably renegotiate how this whole thing is.
So we didn't work out that deal with a lot of thought, because this cannot be good for fans and persons that want.
This cannot be good for fans, and this cannot be good for the JFF. So the JFF make money if they don't own the kit. If they sell the kit.
Yeah, but sometimes maybe it is a percent, and I think that is why. In other words, if you could still get money. If you get 20 cents and I get $99.80, are you really interested in selling the jersey?
Nah.
So what we need to do, and like I say, I'm going to connect you with someone who you could speak to, who can tell you how the percentages work, which is probably what needs to be renegotiated with Umbro in terms of jersey sales. And then when we talk about having players' names and stuff, remember part of the in early when they were having the wage dispute, one of the biggest part of that why that contract was not signed, it was what percentage goes to players and what percentage goes to the GFF. If you go back, that's one of the sticking point when they're having a negotiation, not just the salary. All right. I think, like, I mean, I don't want to speak, but we need to find out what resolution did they come to as it relates to that, and what percentage has there been a signed contract in terms of what the players are supposed to receive in terms of image rights versus the GFF, and that may be why their images are not as popular as we want it to be in terms of branding for GFF stuff, because of how the image right deals are.
So, Mr. Mannings, so that is why I said the names are not on the jerseys?
I think it's one of the reasons.
Okay. Because I was wondering why the names are not on the jerseys, you know.
Very
listen, the GFF have whole heap of jerseys. It couldn't be for short. Listen, all right. They played in yellow, they played in black, they played in, I mean, they have jerseys.
So when they're watching
when the players play, they take the jerseys.
They're watching the jerseys and playing them back.
Most of the times, most of the times when the player plays, they keep the jerseys. It's not like they give them back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So why the names? So why the names are not on the gears?
Very, very interesting. So you know that, like, Wes Harding has his Jamaica jersey.
Yes.
So it means that the next game, if Wes Harding, somebody's playing in the same position that Wes Harding player using the same number, they had a jersey. So they have jerseys. So this idea that they don't put the number in there, I hear people say it because they want to watch them and read.
Did we have the names for the Gold Cup? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think we had the names for the Gold Cup. No.
I don't think the names are on it.
I know if we're going to the World Cup, that's a must. We have to have it for the World Cup because every team have it. That's the last time I saw Jamaica with names. 98 World Cup, it seems.
No, man. In the nation, I think when Leon Bailey played that game down by Jared Park, that Nations League second leg game, I think those jerseys had names in it. They played in the black top with the little green things down here, I think, in that game. And Peter Lee Vassa played. I think that
ugly jersey.
It's ugly?
Yeah, I don't like that jersey. Yeah, man, you rarely see it.
It's Umbro though. Yeah.
So guys, smash the like button. Just getting started. I know a lot of late birds. We have DJ Bailey. Welcome.
Welcome, DJ.
Karumi, see if I can try again and log back in.
All right, DJ was saying that Gold Cup jersey had names. DJ, really? You sure about that, DJ?
I don't remember that, you know.
The Gold Cup jersey, they have names. I remember seeing that, you know.
But Mannings, what are some of the things you want to see coming out of this marketing deal?
The first thing is that this marketing team have one job, and one job only, to get fans in the stadium for the anniversary celebration of us qualifying for the World Cup, November 16, 1997. That's the first job.
But that's the government decision.
Well, listen, you have to use your marketing craft and skill to get the government, and if you can't move the government, like that's a big hurdle to me, because that is not going to open door for you to want people to buy jerseys. In other words, why would I buy a jersey if there's nobody going to be allowed in for the next game?
Sure.
So the first thing you have to do is to market. We are going to have 15,000 fans in the National Stadium. Then you get into jersey sales. Then you get into players coming and, you know, doing interviews. The first order of business is getting fans into the stadium. This, if you can't convince the government that in 1997, November 16, it was so important to the government of Jamaica of the day that the next day was a public holiday.
It was 24 years anniversary.
Right. It was also reported that day no
Crime.
murder,
Yeah, man, I
reported
remember,
murder
man.
was
True.
took place in Jamaica. If you can't use that to leverage the government allowing at least 10,000 fans into the stadium, then I mean that's marketing blunder number one. Because like I said, that is going to now get people to buy the jerseys to want to go to the game. Now you have an opportunity to determine how you're going to price your tickets, right? How people are going to brand the stadium. In other words, because why would a person spend, say, $2 million, say a biscuit company as an example, when they can't go to the stadium and promote a new biscuit that they're making with fans in there?
Mm-hmm.
So you remember back in the day when we had fans in the stands, you'd have all these companies with their products just throwing in the stand, advertising
Yeah.
them. If you can't do that, it's going to be hard. And I hear Miss Harris, and she said it when she counted the amount of billboards at the USA game, and she counted how many it was. She stated that. But the fans in the stands were seeing that. Who is going to want to pay, like I said, $1 million to put up a sign in the stadium says, "Come check out sports down the middle," when no fans in there to see it, and our TV cameras, yeah.
But Asia, they say, Mannings, man.
Mannings, man, want marketing to turn water into wine.
Look,
I don't think so, Asia. I'm just talking about the butter marketing, man.
I think she can turn water into drinks, but not syrup, but the wine. She can turn it into syrup.
So
the wine, no.
Listen, if you can't get, I mean, I have my jersey, but if you can't get me to go into the stadium, how are you going to get me to buy a jersey? What would be my reason to buy a jersey if I can't watch the team?
All right, Mannings, we have a few comments. A few people were clarifying what we're saying if the name were on the jersey, and I put about 3 or 4 comments, and this is the last one I just put up, and they said the names were on the jersey at the Gold Cup. Awesome. So let's.
You see, because it's not something that we say often. So
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I rarely see it.
Thank you, fans. Thank you, fans.
So big up Karoom.
Yes, when you come in, hit the like button. Thank you, Karoom, and thank you, Deidre, and thank you, Ricky.
But in terms of what about the money aspect? We see the JFF complaining that it takes 200 million or so to host the first set of fixtures. How are we going to get money from Carpet Jamaica?
To host the first, we only hosted
to carry out to run the first set of fixtures, right. The first window. So the accommodation, the travel, all of that.
Okay. All right.
How are we going to get sponsorship from Carpet Jamaica or anywhere else?
All right. So I always tell the story, right? So I do this conference in Dallas, and there's a guy called Michael Jr. and he tells this story very quickly about his neighbor losing a dog and putting up the sign, and he says the name of the dog was Money. So he said he found the dog, brought it to the neighbor gave them like $500 reward. So they took the dog from the neighbor and then they sold it to somebody else, and they sold it. The dog name was Money. They say, hey, we're selling this dog called Money, and they get an next $500. So they made $1,000 from a dog was not theirs in the beginning. And he said the moral of the story is that it takes money to make money. All right. So that's a principle that JFF need to work on. It takes money to make money. All right. So until you start spending money on the things that matter, you're not going to make money from the things that matter. And that's the thing. This I think it's always a bad plea to be coming out and saying that we don't have any money, 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 they don't have any money. No businessman want to give money to anybody who don't have any money. Business people want to give money to people who knows how to make money. And the message has always been, we don't have any money, we don't have any money, we don't have any money, we don't have any money. So why am I going to give you money? If you can't keep money, I can't invest money in you. You need to come out and start saying, listen, I want to help you to make some money. You understand
Yeah,
me? We
point.
can turn, if you bring $1 million into the federation today, listen, we guarantee you with the kind of product we have $10 million. You have to change the narrative. You have to
Point.
change the narrative. Like, why am I going to, every day you get up, I don't have any money. Why am I going to give you more money? Obviously, you don't
Right.
know how to manage it.
Right. And if you get
Yeah,
it, you go
something is
done
wrong.
because they don't have none. If I give $5, it go done like that because you don't have any to put
There
to
you go.
certain it.
What I just
Yeah,
give you
you're
some
right.
money, and then I call you, hey, I don't have any money. So what did you do with
Right.
it? Those are the
What
questions.
did you do with it? Yeah, that
So
is right. Point.
change the narrative. Change
Change the
the
narrative. We
narrative.
have money. We
We
just need some
listen.
more.
We can turn around your money for you. When
Yes.
people come to people listen, people don't give money to people who are millionaires. Don't give away money. They invest
Right.
it.
Right.
Do you tell the people the product that you want them to invest in? Don't tell them the money that you're losing.
Right.
Sell them the product. Don't sell them your
Right.
failure.
Right.
Because ain't
That is
nobody
true.
putting their money in failure. They
And
put in their money. Go ahead.
there's a man here who was the president here. A lot of business he had was run down. And he make it be he sell it like one of the best business in the world.
There you
And
go.
people call him a financial genius, Mr. Trump himself. I don't think I stop. Not now go out for the business.
But he
You
could get
understand?
money from
But
anybody.
Yes. So JFF need to take a quote.
Have you ever heard
Tell them to them
Trump
have
say,
money.
have you ever heard Trump say he doesn't have any money or he's broke?
Right. Precisely so. Even when they're saying he owes billions of dollars, you tell them I'm the richest man in the world.
There you go. He's a billionaire. He's listed at that.
Yes. That is all right.
But you guys think that if we get another 3 points on the board, the sponsorship will come flowing in? We say the Prime Minister putting out tweets and so, congratulating the team. All of a sudden, there seems to be support after we get a W. Do you think more W's, more wins would equal to more support?
I would say yes, but listen, you already have marketable products. Leon Bailey is very marketable. Mikel Antonio is very you already have a marketable product. Wins will definitely help with that. But we cannot just wait on a win to market because we have something. Listen, the dynamics of marketing are changing. You have to have mergers and stuff like that. So what I mean by that, listen, Usain Bolt is a big old Manchester United fan. Usain Bolt could be an ambassador. He and Leon Bailey already has a relationship. Imagine both of them walks into any one of these businesses speaking on behalf of the federation. You think they don't need a win to do that? That the company says, listen, you don't even need to win because even if the team lose, Leon Bailey and Usain Bolt representing football is going to bring money into our coffers.
But the JFF can never seem to think of any ideas.
Well, that's why Miss Harris is supposed to be there now.
It's a consultant, brother. It's a consultant.
And I know
they need to tell her.
I know the Usain Bolts want to help, but nobody's approaching them.
Yeah. Why did the people buy Newcastle? Were they winning?
No.
Here you go.
Newcastle is a big club, traditionally.
Investment.
Investment. But Newcastle is a big club, Not because they're not winning, but they have people. They have Alan Shearer.
So the point I'm making is that you don't have to be winning. You just have to be a good product for people to invest in. Winning helps, Winning helps. But a lot of when Leicester was purchased, they were not a winning club, but it was a good investment.
Right.
That's what people want. Can I make a billionaire? Don't want to become a millionaire.
Right.
So when he's investing, he's saying that how am I going to keep my billionaire status, even if I use some of my billions?
Right.
Yep. And it was the same for Man City. They weren't a big club.
There you go.
They got bought out and,
Yeah, because people are looking for ways to invest their money. And all they want to know, that's why many people got caught into the all and the cash, because you know what people want? Investment on their money. If I give you this, am I guaranteed to get $10 million at the end of the campaign? Because remember, if somebody has the rights to the picture, for example, say they have the rights to, they give $5 million. A company can make back that money, whether the team win, loses, or draw. Because if they are able to get the player on their product, whether the team is winning, losing, or drawing a game, that player, like a Leon Bailey, carries such weight that there's an Aston Villa career. That even if the reggae boy, he's going to sell what they have. So it has to be an investment. And I don't think for the last year at least we have heard anything that the JFF is good ground for investment. What we have here is that when money come here, it disappears, so we have no money.
Mr. Manage, a question is asked by Steve Dunn. Is JFS a private entity?
It is registered as a limited liability company. That's how it is registered. So when I mean, like I said, that if you have the, the bylaws are out there that you can actually read them, but how it is registered, it is owned. All right, so it is not really owned by any. There's a limited liability company. Is not really owned by, like, it's not owned by My Crickets. It was owned by Captain.
Right.
So there are certain clauses in how it operates, and it's sort of different from regular LTDs. But that's what it is. But like I said, there's an attorney that can, it would be good for you guys to have him, because he can probably explain all of these things way better than I can do. And I don't want to misrepresent and anything. I'm not a legal mind, but it is. But that doesn't mean that, because remember, we're not saying that somebody should buy the JFF. We're saying that some, like what they bought Newcastle. What I'm saying though, if you have a good product, even if you're losing, people would put money in you. What did Usain Bolt say about Puma? He said, they invested in me when I was losing.
Yep.
And he stuck with Puma. Isn't that what he did? When Usain Bolt was signed by Puma, he wasn't a world champion.
Yeah, true.
He wasn't the fastest man in the world.
True.
But they saw something that said, we can make money.
Right.
Win-win for both parties.
Right. And the first race he won, he took off his Puma shoes and he was showing it to the camera. Puma went skyrocket.
There you go.
Skyrocket from there.
There you go.
Yeah.
There are enough business people out there that you can say to them, listen, remember the people who gave money at the beginning of the World Cup campaign were still earning major bucks at the end of the first round in 1998 when we had 5 points. A lot of those people were still coming into the stadium and giving away a lot of things. And more people came on. So that's the thing. But I don't think that like I said, the federation has been telling people how good the product is. Invest.
All right. With that said, want to wish Sophia Harris and her team all the best.
Yeah.
Because as I said before in our video, it's going to be rough. It's not an easy job. And I want to tell the corporate Jamaica, the Grace and all of those wonderful places, try and help out the JFF. We need the help. You're doing it for the country, not just the Jamaica Football Federation. Also, if I want to sponsor the DTM, you can do that as well.
We're here.
We're here. So moving along now, the debate between club and country. Controversially, we've seen a lot of players over the past, especially with the Reggae Boys. As we have to talk about what's closer to home. We saw a lot of players pulling out. Yeah, a lot of players, even though it's something that happened all around the world between all the top clubs and national teams. Players tend to pull out, or the clubs saying, look, I don't want you to play my asset more than Shatta, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Shatta.
Yeah, man, I am sure Sports and DTM link up. So again, guys, like and smash, like the video. So going back to what I was saying now, a lot of clubs have disagreements with the national teams because, as we know it, clubs want to protect their assets. You have a $50 million striker, you don't want him to go on national duty and play a lot of games. But at the same time, that player has a national team who badly needs it for a set of pictures. Do or die, we know that World Cup qualification is high stakes. A lot of money is pumped into a program, and the national teams need the best players that are available to them. So it's a very thin line between the club, wanting to keep their players. We can understand both sides of the story. But what you guys think about it? And people in the comments can drop and let me know. Under FIFA law, the clubs are obliged to release player. So once that player decides, say, look, I want to go, the club should send that player on international duty. However, we have circumstances where, players might cook up an injury, or they have the medical team to write a report and say, look, this man has a calf injury, or he's recovering from an injury, or picked up a knock or whatever, and he's unavailable. So in terms of transparency, it's a lot to dive into and look into. T-Gat, start with you. What do you think about this whole debate? Who do you think of the right away, so to speak?
All right. This is my opinion, right? I strongly believe it's it depends on the country the players is going to play for. You understand? For example, we see in I believe two fixtures where England was debating if the players go away to the South America to play football. You understand? They can't come back to a certain time and stuff like that, and they were trying to block them. But these South American ballers was adamant that they're going to represent their country. You understand? We see the players jump on the plane and they went to represent Brazil, they went to represent Argentina, and they represent and they come back and represent their club. But when it comes to Jamaica, you understand? It's like the JFF now not say. You understand? We want Michael Antonio to come. No, if he might come, he only can play one game. I'm a forgo back home. You understand? Which don't make no sense. You understand? He came, he played one game against Panama, get 3 love in gone back to West Ham. Supposed to come back and play the other game. You know what? I'm not come. No masseuse. This club say pick up an injury. The following week we see him play ball for West Ham. You understand? So it all boils down to how GFF is asking for the players, or if them are beg like a baby, are they not exercising their right with FIFA give them. You understand? So that is my opinion. It's up to the GFF what they want to do, or they're asking for the players.
I mean, my thing is, as it relates to injuries, you guys play football. Tell me a time where you are 100% fit all the time. Is that even possible? I want you guys to answer that.
Of course.
For how long would you say you you're playing a season? Are you 100% fit right through the season?
Not necessarily.
What I'm trying to get at is that players play injured. You play with a little knock. Yeah, you feel a little slight thing there. You still go and play. You know what I mean? So, but then the clubs are using this now to their advantage. Oh, so and so is have a knock. He's carrying a knock for the last 2 weeks. They know he's carrying a knock, but he's still playing for the club. But they would send him to play for the national team because all of a sudden the knock is so important. You have to stay and you have to rest him for a week and then play the weekend.
Because sometimes when you look, okay, Manitz, go ahead, Manitz.
So let me say this, right? I I have not heard from any of the clubs so far that they have put minute restrictions on any player coming to Jamaica, and I've not heard of it being done in to the other the teams in Europe or South America.
No, man,
So when
Jamalo was given a
no
2 game, you know.
no so what I
And
understand
Mikel
from the
was given a 1 game too.
no what I understand from the Jamalo situation is that he was not part of the initial selection. When the information got to his club, it was past the time.
The time.
And so they showed discretion instead of not having him come because the request came in late. They say you can go but play two games. So that is not the club or Jamalo. I think that it was because listen, I don't like to come on and blame because I don't have all the facts, but that what I can extrapolate from what happened is that the information, maybe the email didn't get through in time or the request wasn't made. I don't know whose fault it is, so I can't lay blame on anyone. But from what I understood, having read stuff, that is what happened. So if the request had gone in when that of the other players went in, then he would have been able to play. All right. Now, Mikel Antonio, the one game that he came to, it was because of the red listing and not right. So that was a general thing for all the players. I like in that case in particular, he had red listed country that they said because the South American teams were doing it and they still decided that they were going to go. Mm-hmm. I think some of this has to do with one, the federation, and two, the coach. I think if I were the coach, I would develop the kind of a rapport with some of these coaches.
And not the players.
And the players.
You would add it.
No.
Would you add the players?
I'm saying that my assumption is that if a player play for you, you should have a rapport with him.
We've seen Cristiano Ronaldo, not miss a international game.
Yeah, man. What
Once
I'm saying,
his call up is there, Andorra, San Marino, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that's
so I'm saying
my
sometimes
point.
the players have a big role to play.
Yeah, but listen, I can't compare. Like Leon Bailey, for example. Let's use Leon Bailey. Just at Aston Villa, on a new contract, he has had some injuries. Yeah. I think it was imperative, in my opinion, outside of his agent, that like the head coach would call and said, hey, I would like to speak to Mr. Dean Smith. Hey, I mean, how is Leon? I mean, I'm talking to him. I think that kind of rapport would establish, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Sometimes in life you have to build relationship, and building healthy relationship creates the kind of leverage. And I don't think we have built strong enough relationship. Remember, we are not a footballing powerhouse. Brazil can afford not to have any relationship with anybody, because I mean, Alisson is going to keep. Jamaica, I don't think we have to use other means of negotiating. Brazil has player power, as some of our players don't have that power yet. So what we must do is leverage healthy relationships with the players, so the players know, number one, that this coach wants what is best for me. This federation wants what is best for me. So guess what? I will take the risk and go and play for my country. I will take the risk and go and play for my country. But not only that, no, but the coach and the management also speak to the West Ham and the Brentford and say, listen, he's injured. How is he doing? I mean, I know he has a little niggle. Have we been checking on the player? Talking to the club? Because the club could feel like, listen, this man is injured for 1 whole month, and you have not even sent him a text message.
Yeah.
You have never called, but you want us to just let him go when he's just recovering.
So Mannings, whose responsibility is that in the JFF? Whose responsibility do you think is that? Is it the coach? Is it marketing?
Well,
the coach definitely not going to do that.
Yeah, so
I think we lack the soft communication skill.
Because I hear a rumor going out, you know, that the coach don't talk to the players them?
Like some of the things I don't like. He must speak to the players. I think what, and again, where experience don't meet expectation, fill the gap with trust. I'm going to trust that what the coach meant was this. Listen, Paul Hall is in England.
Okay.
Right? So I allow him to communicate with the players. When they get to Jamaica and everybody's here, I talk to them, I give them instructions. I am assuming.
But you think that makes sense, Mannings?
Well, I would not, let me say it this way. I would not do it that way. You understand me? But let me put it that way. I would not do it that way. I would not do it that way. I would want to talk like if I have a prize player like Mikel Antonio, who has been injury prone, and a Leon Bailey, I'm going to call Leon and say, listen, man, I hear you're injured. Like, I hope you recover. I mean, when you think you're going to be ready to play again for your club, because that is so important.
Not even ask about player, just check up on the player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikel.
Check up on your players.
Right, Mikel, listen, I heard you wanted this whole thing. Like
So Devon is saying Mannings, man, that is very professional to do, unlike the JFF. Big up Mr. Porter.
I am not going
Porter,
to
big up yourself.
Oh, that good. But I would say, listen, if the coach or somebody has that conversation, like, listen, one of my suggestions earlier is that the coach should be in England. The coach should have been, from the games are ended, he should have been in England. Being allowed to go, you cannot have a player like Leon Bailey, and then Jamaica is questioning whether he really wants to play or not, and you don't have a sit down with him. He's too good.
I was just going to say that too. You need that rapport with the players as well, not only with the clubs.
Yeah, he's too
players
good.
Need to know that they're wanted. They need to feel that they're wanted.
But Manning, let me play the devil's advocate now. You understand? Let me play the devil's advocate. Where JFF are going to get money to send a tapper for go to England to spend a month or two? And they say they don't have the money.
He doesn't. Listen.
Look here.
What?
We can WhatsApp. What I'm doing, man?
No,
listen,
but
call them
said,
up. Video call, talk to the players.
I'm going to use go to England. Listen,
Manning said from the work of fixtures finish, I feel like the coach should go away.
And I believe it is possible.
And I think that is true, but I'm saying now,
let me tell you. Very easy. Very easy. Listen, it's very easy. We have enough past. Listen, if rumors are true, there are players who have even purchased tickets for other players, at least on one trip. If the rumors are true, right?
We've heard that. We
have heard, right? Are covered. Let me say it this way: there are players who have covered expenses for other players.
But let it be known that the JFF said that they would reimburse those funds.
Right. And they said that they would reimburse those funds. All right. My point is that I think we have enough well-thinking Jamaican that if the coach said, listen, I would love to go to England to meet with these players, to dispel all these rumors. Leon is coming back. I want to go to the Aston Villa game. I think he could get Dean Smith could get him in the game. Leon Bailey could get him in the game. If he wants to go to the West, if he wants to go to the West Ham game, he can get in. Paul Hall is the assistant coach. You can go and stay with Paul Hall. The coach played in England at Tranmere Rovers. Ricardo Fuller is in England. Ricardo Gardner is in England. These are players. Marcus Gale, Wes Morgan, all of these players are already in England. Joby McAnuff, some of them he played with. So I don't think
he must can get a ticket.
And accommodation. listen, remember this. Remember Michael Holding said this. When Ian Bishop came, I think when West Indies went there in the pandemic, he said Ian Bishop just called him and said, Mikey, I'm staying with you. And Ian Bishop stayed with Michael Holding at his house.
Well, it sounds good in a Mannings.
But it sounds
we don't know if you have a good relationship with them.
Yes, that's what I'm going to talk about, Eddie.
That's the thing, the relationship
with them. You
Remember Tap
understand?
on
What if
attack,
you
you know,
don't have
so
a relationship with Bibi? What if you don't have a relationship with Ricardo Gardner? I'm not even going to put out the Englishman them that what used to play for Jamaican. Let's look on the local. Ricardo Fuller and Bibi. What if you don't have a relationship with
no.
them when they were
Remember
in
say Bibi
Jamaica?
out here now.
How am I going to stay them yard?
Baby is not here.
Listen, listen,
Bibi not
Mr.
here.
Manning. I have
No.
some friends. I live in the States and I have some friends living in Jamaica right now. I'm have to live good with them, I tell you. Because I can take up my phone at any time of the night and say, you know what, meet me at the airport. Even if I done this live, I'm saying, meet me at the airport. Then I'm going to go at the airport and come pick me up. More than one of them. So what if Tapper don't have that rapport with these players?
Listen, that would be hard. It would be very hard to believe that you have been around. I mean, I can go for even Joby McAnuff. Some of these
Yeah,
guys,
man.
Garrett,
players?
so many of them.
Robbie Earl, Dion Burton.
They're
A lot of
so
them.
Even the players that I play now.
Fitzroy Simpson. Even the players.
Even
that
players play now.
Mariappa.
Mariappa Maps. Yeah, man. So,
Something
but
bad.
again,
Something is wrong.
Again,
Something is wrong.
JFF, you're watching this. A lot of ideas
Yeah.
being shown out once
Of
again.
course.
Get Tapper to
Something is
England. So
wrong.
hashtag get Tapper to England.
Yeah.
We don't even
Something
see
is wrong.
sometimes we don't even see me at the local games. You know,
Right.
that is why you
Something
get
is
the
wrong.
big box.
Yeah, that is bad. That
You
is
get the big
wrong.
box so you can
I'm saying-
travel to games and all of that.
Well, I'm saying that there are not a lot of players in his squad in the local. You understand me? So
Right.
that at least I can understand that. But there's a
Farm like Paul, they too.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But one
and there's an agent. Isn't there an agent
Yeah,
that
there's an
works with the
agent, there's
Java over there that is
What man is?
getting some sort of money for what he does? I think maybe he could just
Yeah.
you know.
But Tapper, but
No,
Manning,
careful
let's
now.
throw an
Yeah,
idea.
Kyle, man,
Let's throw an
Tapper.
idea to JFF. Let's throw an idea to JFF. With so many past and present players that represent the country and is residing in England, ask one of them for the ticket. You understand? Ask one for the ticket and one for the accommodation. And ask one to give food where they reach. Now, no problem there, sir. None.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but let's go back on topic. Do you think the value of the players? Because that's the thing, you know, when you have a lot of overseas players, the negative with that is that they cost a lot of money you know, it's a lot of investment for those clubs. So that's it. You find that, and it's not a disrespect or knock on the other players, but you find that the players playing in USL or anywhere else, you know, Central America, is no problem for the club to say, okay, go and represent your country. You know what I mean? The risk is much lower. They do have a lot of money tied up in those players. So you think that's another reason why we see, you know, the teams not wanting the players to come, and we're not at our best. We don't have our best team.
Yeah,
at
but
all times.
what I'm saying is not the teams. It is Jamaica. Let's be fair. We
So you
don't
put
hear
it
this.
straight. This was JFFR.
You know what I'm saying is that tell me where you hear this happening again. I
But
mean,
again, I think some of the other countries, with some countries, the players, they definitely want to. So
right, so I'm
I
saying
think
that because all I'm saying is that I heard they say countries, and it's really, as far as I see, it's predominantly a Jamaica thing. I don't know the same thing. Listen, the West Brom midfielder was playing every single game for which one of the Caribbean teams? Is the St. Kitts team? This Platapier guy plays for West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, I thought he was Jamaican. Forget his name right now.
I know what you're talking, man.
Like, I don't hear these federation having limits on how much game people. No, when the players are coming for Trinidad who play over there, they just come. The American players just come and play.
But we don't
The
know.
Mexican-
We don't
Well,
know.
that's
Because
what
they're
I'm
not
saying.
in the public in the news. We don't
Like
know.
Raul Jimenez, I mean,
Yeah,
had
he
not fully
played. He
recovered.
played.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
played.
mean, what I'm saying is that from what I hear, what I've heard, it seemed to be predominantly as it relates to Jamaica. And I'm saying that maybe because administratively, how we are going
We're
about the
lacking.
process, we're not going about it in the way that the clubs believe it is being done in the best interest of their players. And that may be because the only time they hear from the federation is probably when an email come in and it probably
Want
says,
the players to buy.
the game is on so and so, can you send this
Yeah.
person?
An email late
Yeah, and people
and all
don't.
these things.
Yeah, and what the clubs want is probably a relationship. And the players want that because I think if the players feel valued, then they will go to the clubs and say, listen, I need to go to this game.
But can the
Come on
JFF
in.
so can the JFF realistically have a relationship with 30 clubs? Who's going to do that?
Mannings. Yeah, who is going to do that? Who that responsibility's got the lie on?
Listen, I don't have to have a relationship with every club because reputation. All I need to do is still, because players and clubs have influence. I can tell you this, that if Mikel Antonio and Leon Bailey declare that they're coming, you already influence East and Pinnock, as an example. Like, you have to find the players who are the most influential and target those clubs. And it may be 3. Because if you target the 3 who play in the Premier League and those first 3 come out and say, we are getting ready to go and play for Jamaica, the others in the lower leagues
will come.
Will come. Yes. So you don't have, that's what I think. You have to leverage your influence. You understand me? Tap into when you want things to be done sometimes in a classroom, you go to the farm captain and they communicate the message for you. You don't have to go around and tell everybody. You find that one parent in the PTA that everybody listen to, and you give them the message, and if they do it, everybody follow them.
Yeah, so that's a good point.
That's how I do it.
Yes. Well,
big up again, Shatta, for the super chat.
JFF, you need to take note. Sports down the middle. A lot of information, a lot of ideas coming from Mannings, coming from sports down the middle. You take note how to communicate with the players. You understand? You JFF and the players in a long-term relationship, and they say the only thing that make a relationship last is communication. So JFF, learn to communicate with your players. A lot of ideas is going out. Go ahead, Mr. Mannings.
No man, I thought Eddie was going to say something.
Yeah man. So we see. So we know. So JFF, you guys need to bridge that gap between the clubs and the national team. You have to be that catalyst for change. Build better relationships with club, also with the players. You know, and this is something that we've heard a lot on YouTube. You know, when a player is injured, even though you're not going to call him up, still call him and say, you know, how you doing? You know, how is the injury? How is recovery going? And so, you know, let them feel like they belong. You know, so whenever you need that person, or that person says, okay, he checked up on me when I was down, so definitely I'll come and represent Jamaica. Things like that, small things like that. Listen, and when you're approaching the clubs, please do this early. Have your team and send out the emails from early. Don't bother with the late business, because it's not a professional thing to do. Don't bother with the late thing.
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to find out from Leon Bailey, like, who called him when he scored his first goal in the Premier League.
Nobody called him.
I don't know.
We cannot speculate.
No, I don't know. Yeah,
Eddie, you cannot jump and speculate. Maybe JFF call him. Yeah. Maybe the JFF call him and congratulate you. You cannot speculate.
Let's hope somebody calls.
You see, if I'm the head coach, when he scores, I'm calling him, I'm sending him a video, a WhatsApp message, I'm sending him an email, I'm hitting him on Instagram. Listen, I'm leaving voice note. I'm sending him emojis of smiling and celebrating, because listen, this player has influence.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, you can't treat everybody the same way, because everybody is different. And so I'm going to find some of the most influential persons in the team, and I'm going to treat them a particular way, because if I can influence them, then they can influence the others. Right? And so, like the Leon Bailey goal, I have not heard anybody in the federation talk about it. Listen,
No,
I am
I'm sure you're going from that.
I
Right.
am calling the TV station and say, hey man, I'd love to talk about the performance of some of the players.
Yeah.
You know, man, I want to big up Mikel Antonio. I'm so happy to see Leon Bailey back and he scored that goal and sing. Because I'm doing that because I want the player to know that I am for them. So it's like some of these things are simple things that we can do to bridge the gap. Imagine you're married and you're on the radio bigging up your wife. What do you think she gonna think?
A man,
Trouble.
Mr. Mannings, a man say you sound like a stalker.
No man, we not listen. The
Alright.
players when we do these videos, highlighting the players and their performance over the weekend, the players appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I
To
have
know
certain
that the
players
fans are out
yeah, man.
there and we like the word that they put it in. They put it in.
I have
So
certain players. Listen, Mannings, I have certain players that when me really big up. You understand? I'm really and right, one of my players, he play in one of the El Salvador, the Eddie. El Salvador me play there.
yeah. Big up,
Yeah, you understand? Me
up
wonder
Kemal
Kemal
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Big up
yeah,
Malcolm.
me wonder how JFF deal with my player. If them a call him, if them a ask if him a get game time or stuff like that. Some of that more often do if JFF really. Some of the players that with them up on the national side and they don't have them anymore. If they do call them and ask them,
Yeah.
are you getting more game time?
That
Or your
is my
progress is
point.
going? Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. So I don't like to come on because I know that personally I have a high preference. Like because for Leon Bailey, like I did the dedication of his baby and stuff. So because of those things, I know when I speak, I am going to speak in his favor no matter what. So I don't
Right.
for that reason, I try not to discuss it because I don't want people to think like I'm very one-sided. But I know that it would not hurt if when he scored his first goal, he got a call. Like the radio station, like
It sounds like you know something, so Mannings.
Yeah, man. Like you are telling
Eh?
something. Break it.
like
Because
Break
I
it
would
and sports
know that you
something.
say it, and I do remember JFA posting on IG about that.
I'm telling you, like I mean, you have to do that. You have to put up on your website. I want to go on it and read that. Listen, I mean, we are so sorry to know that Leon has been out. Everywhere, listen, I've checked on many of these platforms, and everybody's saying that Leon Bailey is starting against Aston Villa. This should be on the Football Federation website. If I follow
Yeah.
the coach on Instagram, he should say, congrats with Leon Bailey. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning against Arsenal.
Yes.
Tomorrow against
Yeah,
like
tomorrow,
those kind of
yes, because they
things.
say it
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
yeah.
play. Yeah,
Like
I saw it today. I saw it
That
today,
is
He's
it.
man. I saw
available.
it
He's
today.
Yeah.
available.
So
Yeah,
those kind
it's
of things.
available. Yeah.
Those kind of things. Man, so what website?
Age and that's a different matter.
The JFF have a website, don't they? I think so.
You can try and go on it. I don't know if you're going to go on it.
Or they have a Facebook because I normally see some stuff on the Facebook. So maybe
That's a-
maybe not a website, but on Facebook.
No, they do. They do have a website.
Okay, there you go. Well, my bad. I thought they had
Not
some.
at this time.
So we need the marketing manager to develop a website.
Yeah, man, it's a whole lot of things.
A whole for work out there, you know. A whole for work out there, you know. Get on the social media platform, you know.
Yeah.
But let's touch
They
on the
used to have a website. They used to have a website. Yeah, man.
let's
They used to have a website.
let's touch on the October window that just ended. We got 4 points from a possible 9 points available. In the first window, we got 1 point. What do you think about the second batch of fixtures? You know, Tapa seemed to kind of cement his place in the team. We heard a lot of rumors that Tapa would be out. He got 4 points, lost to the USA away, got a draw at the National Stadium, and won in Honduras for the first time. Thoughts on that? How well did we do? What were some of the takeaways from that batch of games? Negatives, positives?
Yeah. For
Tiga.
me, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tiga.
All right. For us, for me, it's in the middle for us. You know, not good, not bad. You understand? Not good, not bad. We have 4 points on the board. You understand? Which we should have at least 7 points on the board. We should have at least 7 points on the board. You understand? I see we should have at least 7 points to 8 points on the board. So we're not doing all that good, but we're not doing all that bad. You understand? Or the zone are playing. You know, we see a lot of teams picking up a lot of draw. You understand? Few teams are winning. You know, Mexico and US. You understand? And a little of Canada, but they are not far away from us. You understand? They are not far away from us. So, my point is, they're not doing good. They're not doing good, but they are not doing bad. They are in the middle.
So, any takeaways?
Just the bill on the last match that we won, yeah, against Honduras. You know, just the bill on that one. You understand? We just need to perform and just step it up. Not even a notch. We need to go like 3 or 4 notches up now. You understand? And I hope that would propel some of the players to come back and represent the country. You understand?
Big up Brandon. Brandon is saying tap out. So anybody else that's saying tap out, let us know in the comment section. And remember to smash the like button. This is Sports Down the Middle. If you're new, subscribe. We'll be here every Thursday at 9. Mannings.
Yes, sir. All right. So for me, so I remember on one of the occasions I had the privilege of hearing Rene Simoes. I was close enough to hear him talk and discuss some stuff, right? And they had like a chart from the very beginning as to how many points that they would need and where they think they would lose and what they would draw and how they would pick up. And all of those things almost came out right down to a T when we qualified. So my hope is that we would have had, tabulated points based on possible points where we are expected to lose based on history and quality of team. So I kind of view football like that. And so viewing football like that, the truth is, before the USA game, before the qualifiers, the game started, I figured that USA away is probably a game we would have lost. Mexico away is a game that we would have lost. I kind of wrote those down. I also had Costa Rica away as a game we would have lost because these 3 teams were ranked higher than Jamaica. And so when you look at the ranking, if you're really realistic, you could say Canada. I was also thinking that Canada would be a difficult fixture away, but would win at home. So some of these, and Honduras, I had them tying, but would still qualify because would have good form at home. All right. So when the first set of fixtures, am I disappointed? I'm more disappointed in how the team has been playing more so than all the results. In other words, I think the Mexico game, it was the best opportunity I think we have ever had to get a point in Mexico because no spectators, number one, they had a weekend team, number 2, and we were in the game, though outplayed for most of it. We lost the game. Generally, with better teams, we have lost in Mexico. I can't be overly disappointed. The Panama game was a major disappointment for me because we should not have looked that bad. We should not have lost by 3. We should not have been outplayed that way, no matter what, no matter if it is 8 new players or 11 new players. Something outside of football happened, and we are yet to find out what that is. The Costa Rica game, we got a tie. We were in it. We could have won. All right. Those teams are going to get better. I want people to know that as the season goes on. So we got Costa Rica, who we normally lose to, right? In Costa Rica, we got a point. Good result. Because when we qualified, we had lost in Costa Rica. So let's check those things. All right. Come to the second window. I expected the USA to beat us.
To win, yeah.
The US, listen, They may not have been looking good, but the USA beat us in Austria 4-1.
Yeah, them always beat we.
Beat us
Them
in the
always
Gold Cup.
beat we,
They
yeah.
always beat us. So the issue is not that we lost, but again, how we were playing. All right. The second game,
So some would say we didn't have Anthony Grant.
I don't think personally.
No,
I don't.
but hold on. All right.
Mhm.
Hold on, Mannings. Hold on. We lost to USA and we lost to Panama. And you said Panama. You say, oh, you never said we should win, but we shouldn't have lost that way.
Yeah,
But
it's just the
Panama
way we lost
went
the game.
Yeah, but Panama beat US. You think it's a mental problem Jamaica have over US have over Jamaica? You think it's a mental problem?
I think we have yet to I think we normally the funny thing is that we normally play well against the USA now. No matter how bad Jamaica is looking, when we get the USA, I guess because some of the players playing the USL, they seem to are always fired up for this game. But somehow we always tend to give away like some goals that you wonder, like, how can you be fighting so hard and make them score so easy? And it could be a mental issue. I don't know what it is. All right. So that's the first game. The second game that we play in the window would have been against Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Canada, the truth is, are playing very good. It is not a bad result to have drawn with them, with the team that we had, right? Because I believe with all our players, proper organization, when we go to Canada, we can also get a result off them. That is if we have a cohesive team playing together. The Honduras game, although people are talking about how bad Honduras is, it was a historic win because the record would show that this is a place that Jamaica would normally lose. And so, as far as I am concerned, we have the right amount of points. It is what we do from here because we have 5 home games. And this is going to be 5 home games, right? Not only that, El Salvador is a team that normally struggles against us. And Canada, I'm going to say it again. No matter how good the Canadian game is, they always struggle against us. All right? Always.
So Mannings,
yeah.
So Mannings, you're saying that we're on the right amount of points, which is 4.
Yeah, we should. Well, anything.
I disagree. I believe
anything else, it should be less.
Totally.
But
no,
not
no,
more.
man. I believe we should be at least on 7 points.
We're
7 points.
You see that?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. You see that game? You see that Mexico game? We were
That's
minutes
right.
away from getting a point.
a point.
So I think we left a point on the board
Listen,
here.
You
And
forget that.
the Costa Rica game.
Hold on.
The
Remember,
Costa Rica game.
if
We
you
should have
said-
won that game.
hold on,
So
if you
3
said-
points we left on the board.
Hold on. If you said we should get a point in the Mexico game, let me help you. You remember that the Mexico footballer was standing in front of an empty goal? Like
I remember that.
I
remember that.
And
But
like
Mannings,
he turned around and
Mannings,
started celebrating. And
We're
then, like,
minutes away and Tapa take off Anthony Grant.
but, like, I
And
can't look at
everything
the
went
game.
down.
What I'm saying, I can't look at the game like that because
Yeah,
if
but
you say that,
despite
Well,
we see misses in the game all the time. You know.
no, what I'm saying
We
is
see
that,
misses in the game. It's part of the game, you know, Mannings.
but what
So
I'm saying,
they will miss chances. They miss
Right,
a lot
but
of chances. Not
you
only
are
that shot,
assuming that if Anthony Grant was on the field, we would have. We don't know that.
but we're minutes fine, but we're minutes away. I think we should have held on for that point.
But the Mexican players would say, listen, by the time you took off Grant, you should be down 4. What are you talking about? They
then
could look
if
at it
you-
that way.
Then if you're going to look at it, then we should. You said we probably could get less points then.
That's
We'll get
what I'm
what we
saying.
deserve then. If you're going to look
But
at
that's
that.
what I said. I am saying that. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but I think, come on, man. But what about that Costa Rica game, though?
That Costa,
You think that is a game we should have won that game?
how many chances did we get in the Honduras game compared to Honduras? Because Honduras get chances, you know. So
Yeah.
Honduras get chances.
Yeah, but the quality of chances wasn't up
All right, let me give you who
for
got
the Honduras game.
who get the easiest chance in the Canada game.
The Canadians.
So there you go.
Well, I'm not talking about the Canada game.
No, but if you say
accept that draw. No, but accept that draw.
But that should have been -2 points. You see how you measure?
Accept the draw.
That should have been
I didn't think we played enough. I don't think we played well enough to win that game.
But here's what I'm saying though. When you say that you should have gotten points in Costa Rica, I'm going to say to you should have lost points against
Canada.
You should have Canada. So it comes back down to
balance out.
Yeah, it balance out. This is where you are. If you said you could have won in Costa Rica, you should have lost in Mexico. It comes back down to where you
lost
are.
In I see what they're going at, but me can't agree with them, man.
All right.
I think we leave 3 points. We should be 3 points better off. That's just
somebody say Rob Smith said, big up Rob Smith. Him say points drop in Canada was made up on Honduras. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's another way to look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, Rob. So big up yourself, Rob.
Yeah. So we really are where we're this.
All right, fine.
We're supposed to be at 4 points.
The table don't lie then.
The table don't lie.
The table don't lie.
We win. Basically, we have won our home game, if you look at it that way, and we have tied one. So just forget the like I said, the panel.
No, we win a home game.
No, man. What I mean is that
you were saying with the win that we win Costa Rica, Honduras. Sorry.
Yeah, that just say that. Oh, let's give that.
Say that as a home game.
Take that as a home game because we're really not supposed to win on the road.
Right. We're supposed to get at least a point.
At least a point.
Right. So it just makes up. So I think
by looks of it, I think we're gonna win at home, you know.
You know what I think? I really believe
we're playing better way. We're playing better way.
You know what I really believe? I think like you hear my idea, right? I think we need to get the 1998 players in the stadium
for the USA game.
For the USA game, let them walk around the stadium like all of those guys who played in the qualifier, not those who go to the World Cup. If it's 100 of them, and I hope that could encourage.
Some baller might not know them, but that's a different story. Some man might not know them.
But man, you talk some cult thing, you know. You want the ballers they come and say about what the stadium, you know.
No man, those are
the C word, then. Those are the C word.
No, to celebrate. Imagine, I always say to people, imagine Damian Lowe, like seeing his father in the stadium before he walks onto that pitch to play the game. How it probably would inspire him. And I'm thinking that I think if we have that kind of atmosphere with the Leon Bailey and the Antonio and these guys, I believe we can beat the United States, especially if we come off the El Salvador game with a win.
You know, that's a good point. JFF need to watch it. You know, that's an excellent point. You know, get some of the 98 players them to if they really want to go to Qatar. Get some of the 98 players, you know, inspiration. Draw some inspiration from those players. Put them in the stand. You understand? Make them cheer on the reggae. Make them see them. You understand? Cheer on the reggae boys and stuff like that.
Let's hope the marketing consultant is watching.
Yeah.
A lot of ideas.
You don't need a billion people in the stadium to do that. Just get some of the 98 players, you know. Get a Dean Burton to come, you know, get Onandi Lowe, get a Walter Boy, get Pepe, you understand? Get these warriors back in the stands, you know, make the players them see them. Yeah. That's an excellent point. I wasn't even thinking
maybe them figure the pep talk. Maybe them figure the pep talk into that.
Give them the pep talk. You understand? Excellent point, sir.
They can even listen. They're coming out of the tunnel. One set can stand there, almost like standing. What do you call it? Like standing guard for them to go through and clapping them while they're going on the field, man. Go through.
Yeah, man.
Like I think something like that would really, especially if we come out of the El Salvador game with 3 points.
Yeah, we need that 3 points.
Which I really believe is possible. And I mean, like I said earlier, this could just turn the whole campaign around. Yeah.
We're going to talk about Javan Watson. Thoughts on his performance over the 3 games. Mixed reactions. A lot of persons saying that he never do nothing for the field. A lot of walking and point. Yes, I've heard it. A lot of persons say he didn't do much on the field, walking, talk, just pointing and telling persons where to go. But he was named in a few CONCACAF squads. What you guys think about his performance? Good or bad?
Who go?
Mannings.
Oh, well,
No, let's go first.
let me give my listen. At first, I had serious issues with Javon Watson in the team because I followed the JPL, right? And I saw him like in the first JPL game. And I honestly I laugh. I don't like to man is a professional. I don't like to when professionals do their job, I like to give them respect. But I had to laugh when I saw him in the first JPL game. All right. So the man
Yeah.
apparently he was told that he was going to be called up. He did due diligence. He got the assistant coach. He worked, he shed weight, he got in better physical condition, and we were in a crisis and they called on him. All right. He stepped in. Never looked good in terms of his physical agility and movement. But I tell people that you have to give credit where credit is due. I will criticize people when they're off on their game, but if you do well, I'm going to commend you. We lacked leadership. Damian Lowe, good player, he's not a leader. Andre Blake,
Really?
excellent, not a leader.
Not a leader?
Not a leader. Not a leader. You can tell. Listen, a leader.
Mannings, you forgot about that league tape.
Huh? No, listen.
Remember, the players chose him to represent them. But the players chose him to speak on their behalf. So they must have seen him as some form of leader, man.
No, let me tell you. No, not as a lead. I'm telling you. Listen. When it comes on to who is the most
talking.
No, man. Who exactly and who
is the most off the pitch? I see him as a leader and half.
Well, let me tell you what I saw. This guy, of all of us, he is the most educated. You speak to them because you can articulate yourself very well. On the field, the leader must have the respect of all the players. He doesn't have the respect of all the players.
So who would you say is a leader then?
Obviously, all right, I want you to watch the game. I want you to watch the game and watch it on a couple of things and stop it and look when Jamaica made the adjustment in the Honduras game. Javon Watson left midfield, he came back. You see him call him Speedy, tell him Speedy to come back. He sends Maria outside. This is when we were making the adjustment. Watch this. Not only that, he pointed to the coach, basically telling the coach to easy. And you hear him, you see his mouth saying, "Coach, me have this." He was the one who made the adjustment on the field. All right, the team looked better. And so my point is that is the kind of leadership we needed. A person who can be in the game and make the adjustment.
Mannings, you're saying that Haka made that adjustment? That's what you're saying?
Field. Watch the game. Yeah, it wasn't the coach. Well,
that's why I asked.
Let me say it this way. I did not see the coach.
Are the coach telling to instruct the players?
Huh?
Because that the message could have been sent
let me say it again.
Haka tell him we're switching to
where Haka was
or whatever.
Where Haka was making the change, I didn't see that. Maybe it happened, but if so watch this. If Lowe is the leader, because Lowe was closer to the coach. If Lowe is the leader, why would the coach tell Haka then to make the changes? And Blake is a captain and Haka is a leader. Why would he tell Haka?
No, look, I'm not saying that Lowe is a leader, but he's one of the leaders. Probably Haka was the closest man to the touchline.
At the time.
No. What I'm saying to you, if you watch the game.
Remember, Haka is new to the team, Mannings.
No, man.
To this team.
No, man. He's not new to the coach.
Yeah, true.
So let me tell you again. Lowe was closer to the coach than Haka.
People in the comments, you guys agree with Mannings? Haka is a new leader. Let us know.
I never see Mannings. Let me say, I never see the instruction what he was giving to Speedy or talking to the coach.
Yeah, man.
What I said, well, I know, but what I see, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but what I see that really struck me was when the keeper make a couple saves, him name slip me now,
Blake.
When Blake make a couple saves and Aka was there, Aka was the one that giving Blake high fives and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Motivation.
Yeah, but
I see that. I definitely saw that in the game.
Is that enough for you to say he's a leader? Look,
No,
I see him as
I say motivation. You know what I say?
yeah, he's a
Motivation.
vibes player. He's a vibes player.
Right.
He's helping with chemistry.
Right.
He's helping with the chemistry between the players. That's
All right,
what I see.
go
I
and
don't see
check.
the leadership qualities in
Go
which
and check
Manning
what
is talking
Mariappa.
about. I don't see that yet.
Go and check what Mariappa says about Tucker. Listen, people, let me say this to you, right? I don't believe that with all our players, Haka needs to be in the squad. All I'm saying is that for that Honduras game, his leadership was very important to how the team played and how we changed shape on the field, because he was the one that I saw giving instruction. I agree with everyone that he needs to step aside now, or if he's going to be around the team, we cannot at this point.
That's my next question.
At this point, we can't be dependent on Haka, Anthony Grant, and Adrian Mariappa to lead us.
That's a combined age of probably 100, you know. but
so
we must give Haka some credit though. We have to give players credit when they do well. I think he played well enough those 3 games.
In the position.
Yeah, based on the circumstances. He did a job. So he did a job. So we have to give him credit for that still. No matter, some persons might not like him, but he did a job there. So we have to big him up. Trust me.
Yeah. You saw? Did you see in that game Damian Lowe taking leadership of the team by his play?
No, but I've seen him do it in other games. Which one
of the game?
Pretty much every game in play. No,
all right, let's go to the qualifiers that he played in. All right.
Pretty much all our game then.
All right, let's go about the qualifiers that he played in. You remember what happened in the USA game where he could have been red card?
Yeah.
You know what he was doing? He had the ball in the midfield trying to cut and shift the person and lost it. And then the guy took the ball and then he did a slide tackle to win it back right at the edge of the box.
Yeah. And got the ball. He got the ball, though, Manning.
He got the ball straight back.
No, right. We got a free kick, but you know he was really playing around with the ball at the back. Do you remember what the coach said in the interview when the coach was asked why did the player, I think, had 13 long passes and never made it, right? And he only connected on 2 or 3. All right. And the coach said, "Do you think if I were playing, the player could do that? What I would do is go and demand the ball from the player. All right, I would do that. All right, that's very telling, you know. That's very telling. Here's what it is telling. So, are you saying, coach, that the plan of the team is to play the ball to the midfielder, and your leader is not following your plans and kicking it long, and so you're telling the midfielder that he's supposed to demand it, so your leader don't follow your instructions? Because if the leader on your team is not following your instructions, why should your midfielder go and collect the ball who is not your leader?
But I look at this. I get your point, but do you think the Jamaica team is built up to play out from the back? To me, it's just a long ball team.
But that's not what the coach said. The coach said the midfielder need to go and demand the ball.
But we're not seeing it. When you start a Haka and an Anthony Grant, they're not the type of midfielders to go back and take the ball off Damian Lowe.
Yeah, remember,
so why you think Damian Lowe have to go long?
No.
Why you think Mariappa have to go long?
All right.
I don't think the team is set up to play that way.
But we're not set up to play long.
But we're playing long.
But
we don't have a midfield.
Yeah, listen, let me second this debate.
We don't have a midfield.
We don't second to play long, short, or anything at all. We don't have no system, nothing at all. We don't second to do nothing at all. We need to get that in place. Manning, I want to put this to you. Yeah. Could you give me your starting 11 that should be on the Jamaican football team?
Like, you're talking like if all the players are available, because I have to know that, you know, I need to know what I'm working with.
Yes, like all the players that are available.
If everyone is available and working and playing and training, I mean, I'm starting obviously Andre Blake in goal. Kemar Lawrence, very easy selection at left back. I think I'm at the place now where I think I need to give Alvas Powell a little time out of the team on the bench. So I would just for the El Salvador game, because of what O'Neal Fisher did, I would start him over Javian Brown. But my ideal option would have been to give Javian Brown some sort of game. All right. At centre back, I would not. I have Ethan Pinnock, Liam Moore, Mariappa, Damian Lowe. I'm starting Damian Lowe with one of those guys. Either Ethan Pinnock on the left, but and this is if I'm using a 4-2-3-1, which a coach always uses, right? I'm not playing, not because I don't think Liam Moore and Ethan Pinnock are good players, but I think when they play together, they don't play good. And I want one of the players who are very familiar with Lawrence and the goalkeeper out there. So either Maria Parlo plays with Ethan Pinnock or Liam Moore. But I'm not putting both of those. So I'd either go Mariappa and Ethan Pinnock or Ethan Pinnock and Damian Lowe. That would be my defensive combination. All right. In midfield, Anthony Grant starts for me because we don't have an Exedium as far as I'm concerned.
So this team is for the El Salvador game.
Yeah, for the El Salvador game, I'm starting Anthony Grant. All right. In midfield, so the two in the midfield. I'm not starting Javon Watson. If Daniel Johnson is here and ready to play, I'll play him over Speedy. Do I think Speedy has been improving and playing better? Right. I would start Daniel Johnson because we keep asking him to play the position that he doesn't like to play. So I would start him there. All right. What's his name? Leon Bailey plays on one side for me. Mikel Antonio starts. I'm starting Kemar Roof and I'm starting Jamal Lowe.
So who would be a 10?
Up front.
Who would be a 10?
Mikel Antonio is up front and I'm playing Kemar Roof.
In your number 10.
Yeah, and this is for El Salvador.
Okay. Big up coaches Dex in the house.
Yeah.
Big up coaches Dex. Not bad, but Speedy. Me have to put Speedy on my side.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I go and take this opportunity to.
Yeah.
A lot of persons in the chat take this opportunity to say, go over to I Am Sure Sports. Subscribe over there. Good channel. The same with Coaches Dex. I see Formula Sports in the house. Go over there, give some support as well.
Coach Dex.
Yeah, man, and like this stream. Like this stream. Subscribe if you're new around here. And, stay tuned for more.
Coach Karumi is starting the same team from the last game. That's fine.
The same game. That's what I was going to say. You're going to break up Anthony Grant and Speedy. They've become a nice little partnership in the middle of the park.
Nice little partnership. That's a nice little partnership
fine.
Right there.
That's fine if you want to keep them. But I think the El Salvador game, to me, is they are going to be out. A couple of their players, key players, are going to be out. And I'm thinking like we normally match up well against them. And I want to see Leon Bailey with Antonio because I have a tough game afterwards and I can't experiment. I have USA at home. So I don't want to be in a position where I have to play more new players. That's what I'm trying to.
Exactly.
I'm trying to, because the thing is that we can't think one game. It's just 3 days before the next game. And I think sometimes what we do, we just think about this game no one forget. I think the important game, I mean, I'm not counting the El Salvador points, but in my opinion, the El Salvador game is an easier game than the USA game at home.
And we've heard that in Orlando Tigers, we've heard that
Go ahead, sorry.
El Salvador will have limited amount of fans, so that would be a plus for us as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and their central, the 3 of their best defenders are going to be out.
All right, Tigat, you were saying?
Mr. Manning, sir, give us your take on Ravel.
Listen, I think like I tell you with people, like Ravel needs to be managed. He don't need to be. Let me say it this way. Some players don't need to be coached. They need to be managed. Like, you have certain players that are what you call problem players. So here's the truth: manage them well. I think the coach needs to manage Ravel well. What it means is that for Ravel, it is feeling like, and I get this has affected him. Let him feel like he's wanted, and you'll get the best out of him. He knows what to do on the field. You have to manage him off the field.
But how many people are gonna show Ravel love? Right now he's playing a lot of games for derbies. Every time derby play, him play over 80 minutes per game.
So that's what I'm saying. I want him to play, but I'm saying that Whitmore don't need to coach Ravel. Ravel knows what to do out on the field. Give him the instruction, he'll go out there and do it. What you need to do is manage him off the field. Like, for example, when the coach said, if you give him an inch, he takes a yard. That is off the field issue. So my point is, the coach was not speaking about something Ravel did on the field, because in the game that he played, he never got an inch, much less a yard. All right. So obviously the coach was referencing something off the field. And
but
so,
Mannings, I hear your point, but you remember in the last game against Panama, he got pulled at halftime. So that would suggest that he was not doing something good on the pitch.
That suggests to me, based on the coach's comment, that was something else that affected Ravel's performance on the field.
So he says an off-field issue affected the on-field.
And that is why the coach substituted him.
Some
things were happening. Probably got a inch to stay out at 10. And maybe he took a yard and stayed out until 12. And he didn't have enough energy for the game. And so the coach pulled him. And then the interview, the coach says, listen, I am learning now that you can't tell this man to stay up until 10 o'clock because he's going to stay up until 1. That is why he never looks so good, which is managing the player. That's just how I perceive the communication.
But is it really the coach's job to really manage off the field issues? We're dealing with professionals. We're not dealing with a young player.
But that's what the coach said, though. Isn't that what the coach said that he's here to do? He's not there to. He said that.
Tapa say a lot of things,
Yeah, and
Tapa don't seem like him don't want to coach. Tapa don't want to coach.
Yeah, I think he said it. He said, "Listen, here's the thing. I don't have enough time to coach a player. It's about managing them."
Beautiful.
So Karumi thinks that the hardest game going to be the El Salvador.
Well,
El Salvador run all day and night. Don't take this team for granted. It's going to be hard. A lot of persons already banked that 3 points.
El Salvador two tallest defenders are not going to be playing. Like, I think even Shamar, if he plays in this game with aerial balls, he's going to give them a hard time. I mean, just study the stats, look at El Salvador team, good team, but the height of the Jamaicans and the physicality have always posed a serious problem for the El Salvadorian. I mean, people say history don't bear any relevance. I believe it does. And again, they are missing some of their best defenders. It's like if we were to enter a game, imagine Jamaica playing without Lowe, Mariappa, Pinnock, Moore, and Taxi. How depleted our defense would look. Could we still get a point? Yes. Yeah.
So you're calling this 3 points, Mannings? You can say it. You can say it.
I'm a believer. Let me say that. I'm a believer. 3 points today.
Yeah, man. So what about the second game against the USA?
Yeah, I think that is going to be like the game that determines, like, we can't lose it. Number one, we can't, I think this game is going to determine where our qualifying stuff goes. Right? So we can't afford to lose this game. So I think the coach need to play the El Salvador game with and this is where now, what are we going to do with a Grant? Like, if Grant plays the full time in the El Salvador game, will he be able to stand in the midfield against his USA team? Because remember, he didn't play in the first game against them.
What's the turnaround time for the US game?
The 12th, then the 16th. So
12
you
and
travel,
16.
you travel back on the 13th. So the game, you have the 14th, and the 15th, the game is on the 16th.
Mannings,
I think you should be okay for that.
Mannings, we've been asking this player, and we've been having this discussion a long time ago. Eddie and myself, and we have some rest commentators. They are not here, but we've been having this discussion. Do you think there should be a cutoff for getting in players in the side?
A very good question. All right, so I don't believe in treating everybody the same way, right? Because I don't think it is fair to treat everybody the same way. You have to treat people based on situation, circumstances. For example, Damari Gray indicated an interest. Say his documentations are not ready, but he did indicate he want to represent Jamaica. And that doesn't happen until we have 3 points to qualify and it comes through. I would take him on because he indicated an interest. There are some players who, however, has said, I have no interest in representing Jamaica. Like
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, like so we are going to qualify.
Ivan Toney never said that.
He never said that. Yeah,
well,
he never need to say that. He never need to say that.
Well, he didn't say that. All right, so he's waiting on a call up for England.
Right.
Which is really saying that really I'm not as interested.
Remember, let me correct you, guys. He said if England knock at the door, he will come, and if Jamaica knock at the door, he will come. Anybody knock first, he will come.
Are you suggesting that Jamaica didn't knock at the door?
Knock.
Are you saying that Jamaica's not knock at the door?
I don't know, He said that.
Tony, I use him head.
Go ahead, Mr.
Right.
Man.
So I am saying, right? So a player like that, if they are waiting to see what is going to happen. Now I don't know. I haven't, but I have an issue. So there are other players who there may be issues in terms of sorting out their documentations for whatever reason. Sometimes these things are very hard. I know a particular player, for example, that the name of the mother and the whole parent name and grandparent and people dead and names were spelled incorrect. So these things can be very tricky, and it extends.
Stick up in, man. There's a lot of persons that not liking the grand comment. They're saying that Grant can play 2 games.
That's not a problem. I'm just questioning if he will have the energy to play the full 90 minutes after an El Salvador game against a USA team that has some guys who are running in the middle. That's all.
Just divert a bit. If you could have him for 1 game, which one would it be? The El Salvador or the USA?
Well, I'm playing him 45 minutes in each. If it's also one card, that is still 1 game. But he has to play in both.
I
just hope he doesn't get a yellow card, because if he gets a yellow card in the El Salvador game, he misses the America game. So that's what I'm saying, that I would play him. I would hope he wouldn't get any card in the first game, and if we can have an advantage, then I would pull him out because I want him in the USA game. That would be my thing. I don't know what Mr. Porter is saying that I need to be careful about. But like that's what I'm saying. So there are players out there who.
So Mr. Porter is saying the knock came. So there was a knock.
I don't know what that means. Maybe, I mean, I don't know if does that mean that the player has said no. I don't know. But like if Troy Deeney was to say, for example, what? You guys are going to World Cup? Listen, I'm ready. No, Troy Deeney.
You want to say no to Troy because he got his opportunity and said no.
Yeah, but if Mason Greenwood says, listen, I'm ready, Jamaica, of course. You know why? Because Mason Greenwood is younger. Yeah. Right? And he can, once we time down, we have him also for our next cycle. If a player's in their 30s and they're waiting, I mean, they're just coming for just this one cycle at the end of it. But a young Mason Holgate or a Max Aaron, if these guys want to come in at the back end, I would take them because we also have them for a next cycle because they're like 21, 22. But older players, you better respond now. If you're in your 27s, 28, you better respond because if we go through, we're going for the younger players. So
it only makes sense.
I would qualify and get all of these like Kiddo Hart.
Taylor.
Yeah, I'm getting them and just capping them. Just capping them. Find some FIFA competition and capping them so that I have them for the 2026 cycle. They may not make the final cut for the World Cup, but they have to play for Jamaica now. You know, you're trying to manipulate us, so we're going to use the system to manipulate you now. You know, it's just part of the works.
Yeah, my take on the door being closed. My thing is a chemistry issue. We have a lot of talented players out there, and we can't get all of them at once. So I think we should continue to do what we are doing, integrate them one by one, slowly. We can have this big influx of players like we did for the game against USA in Austria. I know circumstances we had a lot of players enter the team. We don't want to see this bomb rush of players coming in, but take time, integrate the players one by one, because we're still building chemistry. So it don't make any sense to get 4 or 5 top names and throw them in the team. You're not going to get the results. And right now we need immediate results. So that's my take on that. So I welcome Demarai Gray, because I see where I can improve the team right away.
Yeah. But Mr. Taylor, this is a very trick response, I would say, because this trick response is by mid-season, which is January. You're probably going to say, well, Jamaica ain't going to qualify, so I'm not coming. And then you're going to be able to say, well, Jamaica, wow, it looked like they're going to be qualified. What are you waiting on mid-season for? What is the difference between 18 games and 15 games? Are 19 games? 19 games is mid-season. What is the difference between 19 games and 12 games? We know that Brentford probably not going to get relegated. So what are you worried about?
Right.
This is the kind of thing I have an issue with.
So Adrian is saying lock the door.
Adrian is saying lock the door. Like Noah's Ark.
But especially when you're struggling, I think the door going to remain open,
But the question is, do we need Ivan Toney? Who will you start? Ivan Toney or Mikel Antonio?
I would start Kemar Roof.
And who comes on?
I would start Roof.
And then who comes on?
At this stage, it always look like we're searching for the grass always look green on the other side. So when a player is not in the team, you always can say, oh, so once a player good in him, a player good in country, in club, we need to get him. And when we get that player, it don't always work out right away. So we must watch the grass the way I look for it.
Coach, your family need to get the link, I'm talking Ricky on the back end. Just put up the link for Coach and family.
No arc, no arc and no cult.
So Coach and family can get the link. You understand?
Why Mr. Porter said I must be careful?
So who want to jump on? Yeah, for real, man.
Mr. Porter, what do you mean?
Manning's I hug the whole program. We not even invite people because Manning's
all right, people.
Man.
Hold on, man.
Now deviate Mr. Mannings. We wait for Coach or formula. Coach and formula. Not R and formula.
So the link is there, man. So we're going to stay on for another 20 or so minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah, so
Coach means the same meaning in bed. You never seen put up that earlier. That's what he said.
So King is agreeing with me. Roof should start. Yeah, man, Roof has to start.
So people, if you want to join the live, you can just the link, check on the link and come on.
It's not like that in the Tennessee. We don't really say, because with everything you have a cutoff date in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we don't want players just jump on the wagon like Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
So we're really closing the door for players like those.
Well, people did it in the 98 World Cup,
Robbie Earl. When him scored the goal, we're not seeing.
Now to come back and play friendly.
That's the type of thing.
Come build a house to the poor people.
The glory hunters. We don't need the glory hunters. Coach, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, respect. Big up.
Coach, big up yourself.
Well, go on. Style and the flavor. Have the city locked.
Style and the flavor.
Yeah, man. Me there. I'll go and take in the program, you know.
Yeah, man.
Coach,
Respect, man.
Coach, what you say? Should we lock the door or keep it open?
No, the door have open, man. You can't lock the door. And let me put the caveat into that because we have to explain ourselves. If you lock the door and God forbid something happen, who you gonna turn to? You're gonna need quality. So once the door is open, even if you're not chase nobody right now, have the door open. So pre-adventure something occurs, you'd be able to, dip into the
Yes.
pool and get somebody rather than get a lesser quality player. So when I say the door should not be shut, I'm not saying that we should still be recruiting throughout the qualifying process. No. I think a good addition would be probably a right back, and Demar Gray would add something to the team. Probably 2 more people. That's basically it. And if we shut the door, those 2 additions can't come.
Can't come. So you leave the door ajar for emergency.
Exactly.
Good point. Good point. Fair enough.
Good point. Good point. Fair enough. I want the door to close on some of the players, and coach make a good point, and I was looking at that too. The younger players, we need to cap them, like the Mason Green, the Damar Gray, and all these younger players. Like Ivan Toney, it's me now. Me want the door shut on him. All if him was 20 or something, want the door shut on him because him totally kind of
You're not forgiving, man.
disrespect the program. Yeah, man, he kind of disrespect our program. You understand? Because a long time we are half my must say my whip on English call, and then if we qualify our name for qualifying, I go want jump on the wagon. Definitely don't want to play like that. Better than keep him out close. Don't say nothing at all. You understand?
Well, so keep the pool up. Keep the pool up now and shut Tony out.
Yeah, shut Tony out. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, keep the pool open. Yeah, and just shut Tony out. Yeah, man. We don't like that them brother them. So here we go.
With the potential adding of Adamari Gray, which position you think best would suit him? He's been playing as a number 10, very good for Everton. Everton have a few players injured. I've seen him in the number 10. He look good at number 10. He can also play wide on the left side. If you should enter the Reggae Boy setup, Mannings, where would you play Adamari Gray?
I mean, I would play him on the left side and play probably Leon Bailey on the right side. That's what, because I think in the middle of the park, if you're going to have like a Mikel Antonio or Kemar Roof, the truth is that Shamar Nicholson offers something. He may not be the finished product, but he has scored 2 goals for us, and I don't think we ought to discard any player. I think Andre Gray, if given the opportunity, he can also produce for Jamaica. I know he's at the back end of his career, but I also believe that he has some qualities in terms of his hold-up play and his off-the-ball movement. He always seemed to be able to create chance, like open opportunities. Every time he has played for Jamaica, he gets into a goal-scoring opportunity or he creates a goal. You remember when he played with Jamal Lowe, he set him up. In the Gold Cup, he got some chances. When we were struggling, though, he never converted. In this game, he came on, he created opportunity. So there's something, I think, with him in terms of being able to be in the right position. So, and then you also have like a Jamal Lowe. I think we have not utilized Jamal Lowe and that's something we have to look at. Are we utilizing the players in their best possible positions? And so this is why I'm saying that when you think about Ivan Toney, is it an area? And I've been talking to some of the veterans, and I think Roderick read it to us today. He was saying one thing he said is that there should be a system. When you ask yourself, does this player fit in the system that I want to play? And not because a player is available, you go and get them. Not every quality provides the right chemistry. And that's the point, right? He may be a very good player, but not good for the system. So the coach need to ask, who is better? Do I get more from Ivan Toney than I get from Mikel Antonio? Do I really need both of them along with a Kemar Roof, along with a Shamar Nicholson? And that's it. What I don't want us to do again is what happened at the beginning and what happened in Austria, where we just okay. I mean, all of these players are available, and this is what you see. A lot of people came out and said, "Why they play so many new players? Why they play so many new players? The coach should have." At the end of the day, including me, all of us were excited about all of them. And if there was a
Yes,
new
we were.
and if there was a new goalkeeper, we would have
Put in the
wanted a
goalkeeper.
goalie to keep. If Greg Lee came, we would have wanted him at left back. We would have wanted a completely new 11. If Ivan Toney was here, we would have wanted him on the field. And then when the team doesn't perform, do you want to? Are these guys willing to come? Is Ivan Toney willing to come and sit on the bench? Is Mikel Antonio willing to come and sit on the bench and have Kemar Roof starting? They are starting at Brent. Will they be okay with that? So these are some of the things we have to ask. Do you bring in people like this and then mess up your whole?
By that time, we'll have Pep coaching the side. Because Pep have all these big players on the bench and them have to just keep them egos together.
Really? You don't see Raheem Sterling want to leave?
Sterling want to leave.
And Sane left.
Leave.
And Sane left.
Yeah,
and Sane left. And Yaya Toure left. Players are always leaving City. Always.
Coach Dex, you think that Damari Gray is a big improvement on a Jamal Lowe?
Good question, that, you know.
Because they will go head to head for that left side role, if anything.
Yeah, and to have two quality on that side would be good. If I were to answer the first question you asked, though, the best position for Damari would have been the left side.
Yeah.
But because of his versatility, he can play the false nine. Hence, he would be a good addition because you have players that are a player that can fit into two positions. You know what I mean? And just to caution us, there are always players doing well at the club level. But international football is a different ball.
Total different kettle of
So we might see these players doing well in Everton, in Brentford, and all of these things. When them come in the national team, they look ordinary, and then the big question is the coach not good. But sometimes are two different ball games. Understand?
Yeah.
So I think he'd be a live wire, man, because he has pace, he has fleety feet, fancy footwork and all of these things. He'd be a live wire, but the only problem is that how would he adapt to international football? That's the only challenge I'm having. Also, if you not hear the news, 2 German clubs are after Shamar Nicholson.
Yeah? Bundesliga?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That is good.
He's going to be moving in January.
So his work over there in Belgium is not going unnoticed. So big up Shamar Bowser.
Actually, it's because of the World Cup qualifiers game, from what we understand, The World Cup
qualifiers. Which one of the games?
People that are scouted, the Mexico game and
the Mexico game.
Yeah, and the Costa Rica game.
Let me ask people, right?
And those are the games he scored in.
Yeah, let me ask this question. I mean, maybe you can answer me, Tigat. If Shamar Nicholson is at Borussia, at RP Leipzig, starting every week in the Bundesliga, would you still want Ivan Toney?
No, Shamar. No suppose. Remember me close the door upon Ivan Toney.
Maybe wrong person.
Shamar my boy.
No matter why I'm not bringing.
No man, give me a different player. My two players in the squad right now is Damian Lowe and Shamar. Everybody know that. The boy from Boys Town and Damian Lowe. Everybody know that. So me already close the door pan that look commander over there. So him can stay at the Bees. Go and make some money over the B side. You understand? So yeah man. Both are my boy, man. Those are my boy.
Yeah, and I'm not frightened by the club you play. I look at the performance with the national team.
Yeah.
And he has been playing well enough, have a nice little goal scoring record for Jamaica. So if he move, I would say, oh, him have to play because him they are German. No.
Listen, what I'm saying.
I've wanted USL players to be in the team and players from El Salvador. It don't matter. Once I think you're doing the job, you're entitled to your spot or a spot.
Yeah. All right. So here's my point, right? Let me just say this. With the players like Demarai Gray, what I want to see, even with Ivan Toney, you haven't made up your mind yet. You should start getting a Jamaican passport. Even if you don't make up your mind.
Just in case. You're right.
Because here's the thing, it doesn't stop you from playing for England if you have a Jamaican passport. You have not given up your citizenship. All right. So if I knew that he was processing his Jamaican citizenship and passport, I know that at least he has some interest, because you can still do that. Why are you going to wait until, say, in January as an example? And to say, okay, I'm ready. And then you start processing, and that may take a next month. That's February. So my point is, show us that you're interested. Start going through the process then. Because you can have dual citizenship. It don't matter. You don't lose your right to represent England if you want to do that. Fine. But at least start the necessary processes, because it takes time.
Yeah, and we've seen the likes of Anthony Grant go out and get documentation.
Yes.
And make himself available.
Just do it. Just get it and make yourself available. I'll tell the
so if them call it, just forward right away.
Same thing with Mason Holgate. Same thing with listen, just get this stuff. You don't have to use it, but get it.
Yeah, good point, man.
Mr. Porter,
good point, man. Good point.
Mr. Porter,
hey, me hear some of him passports still enough.
Demarai Gray. I think I was going to say that, coach. Demarai Gray.
Tony?
No,
Tony. Me hear that Demarai Gray has his.
No, Demarai won. Me not think it finished yet. Me not sure.
It never finished yet because it was in the process, don't it?
Yeah.
No,
money. Me hear say.
So Devon is saying, Devon Porter is saying that, have him things sort out.
Mr. Porter, did I say, Mr. Porter, since you want to challenge me, let me challenge it. Where did I say that the door, one, at no point have I said shut the door on Ivan Toney? At no point did I say that he's not processing
That's me, Mr. Porter. Me said that, Mr. Porter.
At no point did I say that, Mr. Porter. So if you have other information to go against what I said, Mr. Porter, you can do that. But stop trying to challenge me, Mr. Porter, because you don't know me not trying to challenge you. I am saying to you, let me say it again. He needs to show that he's interested. If you know that he's processing, just say that. You have information to prove. From what I have seen, I have not seen anything. I saw when Anthony Grant was doing his, I saw when Kevin Stewart and all of these guys, there was information out there and they came out and said, I am trying to get my Jamaican stuff. Why can't he say that? That's all we're asking. Nobody not being hard on him. Nobody questioning his quality. Why can't he? Why is he trying to hide? It's not no local Crebe nation. A big Jamaica this produce Usain Bolt. We think this is some local.
But say man can go play for Vincent, Mannings, man. Be yourself, as the devil say.
The one thing I know that Jamaica going back to the World Cup before St. Vincent.
I think is that you're not going to say Ivan Toney post like a Kemaru post passport and him something. Because let's be real, he wants the English column. So I don't think he's going to do nothing to jeopardize that. He's in the EPL playing well. Him not going to post nothing, Mannings.
Plus Southgate I look upon him,
Yeah, him now go. If JFF don't come out and say that, he's not going to post.
If I were Ivan Toney, I would say, and I want Southgate to call me, I'm saying I want to thank the Jamaica Football Federation for calling me, and I'm trying to see if I can, look at the process of getting my thing. Let Southgate know that me a plan to leave.
But it did that stunt like that.
That's what I
do. Did that stunt like that before? He did that stunt like that, but Southgate don't even look on him. Southgate doesn't even go look on him.
Remember say Southgate now have to look that side there now. With him have Hurricane, and Bamford and DCL and all them ballers.
DCL and them play there. Right now, England are both 4 forward. I have a friend who follow England side, and him can't tell how much forward England have lined up and for that for Tony for come play for England. They're ready. Not for this year.
So,
Or the next couple years.
Let's follow them, right? You have Hurricane, Calvert-Lewin. You have
Bamford.
Ali,
Patrick
Bamford.
Bamford.
Yeah, Bamford.
You have
Sterling.
You have Sterling play the
Sterling. You have
Yeah, Sterling.
You have Rashford play the
Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins, who is ahead
Ali
of him.
Watkins.
Who is ahead of him.
You have Mason Green.
You have Danny Ings.
You have Danny Ings.
You didn't
You
have a
have
look
all
into
these
it.
players.
I'm sorry, but you didn't have a look into it. And funny enough, you know, once Hurricane is fit, once Hurricane is fit, he plays, no matter what. So nobody is going to get a chance.
Forwards. You understand? Okay, fans,
them say you're full of craft. Somebody say you're full of craft.
Art and craft.
Yes, art and craft. Yeah, man, big up everybody in the chat, you know. Remember to smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. Remember, people, as they're coming in, smash the like button. Smash the like button. All
Yeah, man,
107 people.
Yeah, man, let's get to at least 150. And today I'm strong enough people, so make sure you like the video.
And you know
Big up
what?
yourself, man.
Yeah, man, up is earth strong. But you know, I always tell people, listen, I am in total support of the people choosing England over Jamaica. Let me tell you that. If I had a choice and I was born in England and Jamaica wanted me and England was going to call me, I think I'd probably would have chosen England if I were in their situation. So
I agree with your manins.
Let me say this. I have no problems if Ivan Toney says I want to play for England. I have no problem with that. I think that
at his age, look at his age. You think England gonna call him at his age? We don't have so much forward.
I know, man. What I'm saying is that if they're going to, like, if Mason, any one of the ballers, even if Mikel Antonio had said, listen, I want to play for England and he got in, I don't have a problem with that, you know. What I have a problem with is that they don't call you, and then people have a problem if Jamaica don't call you. That is what I have a problem with, you know, because you made a choice and it didn't work out. So people should not have a problem if Jamaica makes a choice that goes against you, because I don't have a problem with you saying I want to play for England. The only issue I have is that if that don't work out and the Jamaica Federation don't call you, then people vex with them and say they should have. That is the only issue I have, because you have a right to choose what is best for you and best for your family. Because I know if my family was there and my kids were there, listen, I am going to choose, and I saw better opportunities playing over there, I would do it over Jamaica.
Yeah, most definitely. I would also see anybody fighting or giving Sterling in the backlash for choosing
exactly
England. We totally understand. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not that but we as fans though, we kind of, you know, we're going to be biased. So in the Ivan Toney situation, we're going to say, all right, go on. If you don't want to play, we're not going to beg nobody. But we understand at the same time. You got?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's how we stay in Jamaica. You know, we're very sentimental when it comes on to certain things. You know, very, very sentimental when it comes on to certain things. So I don't know, but remember, people, to smash that like button. We'll be coming off in a few. And coach, you have any final thought for the Jamaica games coming up? US at home, El Salvador away. So give us your final thought.
All I can
and
say.
How much points we need. First of all, how many points we need, and give us your final thought.
That's how I was gonna start it, you know. All I can say is that we need at least 4 points. I don't know which way it's going, but we can't afford no defeat. I did a video on the whole broadsheet of calculating the points. We're
How much you need, coach?
we need at least 18 points to reach fourth place.
Fourth place.
Because Canada, I don't think they're gonna be easing up, and Panama is gonna have some quote unquote easier running than us. And when we play Panama, we have to take back that 3 points away. So it's gonna be a tough running for us. But for these the next window, I'm looking at least 4 points.
Okay, 4 points. Fair enough.
Mannings.
So my next point before we leave. What if Tupper go to El Salvador and lose? You think he should lose his job and then make a quick change around? Try to patch up the wheel and try to get the bus running? Or they should
The campaign are gonna mash up
game?
if we lose. If we lose, that probably be the spoke in the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because that's like one step forward and then two backward.
Okay.
So,
All right, cool.
what do you think about that, Mannings?
Yes, man. Give your thoughts.
I think 6 points is possible. Minimum 4. That's it. I mean, we can't afford to lose any other games. We can't. I know people are saying, "Oh, you can't count the points." Yeah, if you don't count the points, you have to count the points
no
because
hope.
you need them. Yeah, there is no hope.
Even not count it.
It is not guaranteed, but we're counting it. We need 3 in El Salvador and a minimum 1 point from the United States. And I believe if you can get those past players in the stadium, get some fans in there, the JFF get all their administrative things right, we cannot be coming back to our home game and the nation we're playing against, they get here before us, right? We have to come back as soon as the chartered flight, no turning back, no waiting on anybody. Anybody who late, you leave them, and the plane get here, the players get off, like everything have to be properly organized. People must not miss their lunch, they must not miss their breakfast, they must not miss their dinner. Yeah, like administratively, I want the GFF to get everything right. Just one time. This one time. Because if we don't get it right this time, there'll be no other time. So this one time.
Mannings, one time one ain't get it right. One ain't get it right for the remaining 8 games.
Because we can't get nothing right. If I look at transportation from the hotel to the airport, we mess up. So come on, man. Right. We can't get nothing right.
Yeah. So and then the coach, I want the coach to like, so the GFF get their part right. I want the coach to talk to the play. Like, yeah, man, I know Paul I'll talk to them, but I want you to talk to them too. Right? So maybe you and Paul can be on the phone and you just say, yeah, man. I make Paul do the rest of the talking, but at least be on the call. At least be on the call. So next time them ask you, you say, Paul and I talk to the players. All right? And players, here's the thing, a one team. It's one team. It is not English-based team and local-based team. It is the Jamaica national football team. It's not local-based football team. It is not English-based football team. Players, it is one team. And that is my word. And if we get those 3 things right, we get in some points.
Good.
Yep. I agree with you, man. I think we should aim for at least 4 points. Depending on the second game, if we'll have fans in the stadium, I think that's a big advantage for us. If we should have the fans in the second game, I believe that's the only way for us to beat USA. That's just me. We should be aiming for the 3 points in El Salvador, though. As coach said, that's a must-win game, and we need. If we don't get those 3 points, we pretty much can call off this thing. So we need those 3 points. We're playing against a weak El Salvador team in a stadium that won't be full. So everything is on our favor as it relates to that. We're on a little bit of form, coming from the Honduras game. So let us hope that we get, as I said before, at least 4 points. And the government do their part and fill up the stadium, because everybody wants to be in the stadium.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, my little 2 cents. Yeah. I don't want 4 points. I want 6. You understand? I want 6 points. I'm setting my hat high. You understand? So I want at least 6 points from the games coming up. You understand? Hope we can get 6 points. I don't know how we can get it, but we need to get 6 points. Yeah. So and I hope them get everything right. And I hope JFF really take a note. We give a lot of suggestion. You understand? A lot of great idea from Mr. Mannings how you can set out the things. You understand? So if JFF, I know that you're watching us because we hear that you watch us a lot. You understand? So I hope you can get some of these points that Mr. Mannings was saying. And I hope the government can get some funds in the stadium. You understand? Cheer on the boys. They need some funds in the stadium to cheer them on. You understand? So yeah, hope we can get all these points. Well, we have come to the end of our program. We want to thank all the supporters that came online and dropped their comments. Yeah, say whatever they want to say and they make their feelings known. We want to thank our special guest, Mr. Mannings, big up yourself, sir. And we appreciate you coming on program. I don't know if Mr. Eddie want to say something else.
Yeah, man. Big up the special guest, Mr. I Am Sure Sports. You guys go over there, drop a subscribe. If you're not subscribed, drop a like and watch a couple of videos, you know. We're all in this together. Big up Coaches Dex for joining the panel tonight. I saw a lot of YouTubers in the chat. Primo Vision, Formula Sports. You know, go over there, do the same thing. Big up on yourself. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up Shatter for the super chat. Adrian, One. All of the man them know yourself. Big up on yourself. A wonderful show. Big up Tiga, my co-host for tonight. Big up Karume too as well. Karume wanted to come on. He was supposed to be a guest, but he was unable to join. Big up Coach Karume. And another good live, and we do this every Thursday night, you know.
Right.
It's going forward. Yeah. So DTM live every Thursday night.
Yeah, we had two of our analysts were on the in the studio working. Ricardo and Eds were in the studio working. They didn't come on live, but all the comments that they see, all the comments that they seen coming out was one of our engineer Eds putting out all of them, putting up all the comments. The pin was Ricky pinning all of those. So big them up. And as Eddie said, we are here every Thursday night. You understand? And those who love cricket, we'll be talking some cricket also. So all the cricket fans can come out. Yeah, we'll be talking some cricket next week along with football. So big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, coach.
Big up yourself,
man,
coach.
Bless up, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem.
And I want to thank everybody that came on the program tonight.
All right, blessings. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.